Hey everybody, welcome to the movie guys. I'm Mike, and welcome to a new way of doing reviews. I knew I had to review Thunderbolts, I knew I had to review Sinners, and I knew I had to review Hurry Up Tomorrow and do it in full form. So I'm going to do this video a little differently. Instead of cutting to the trailer for the film I'm reviewing, I'm doing a little mini review, full reviews of each of the following three movies. So first up, my full review of Marvel's Thunderbolts.
Lena, being a hero, there is no higher calling. Your sister understood something about that.
I should have come back for you.
No. That's just a fairy tale.
I was in high school when the Avengers came. Kind of strange that it's all over now. No one's coming to save the day.
Okay, so where to start about Thunderbolts? So lately, my opinion of the Marvel Universe has been a little bit on the down low. I have loved the Marvel movies since they came out, starting with Iron Man, and I saw every single one, enjoyed the story arc from the Avengers all the way through till we got all the way to the Infinity Stones. And lately, it has seemed like that the series had peaked with Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home. That's kind of how I felt about it. Shang-Chi was still pretty good. Ant-Man 3 was okay. Guardians 3 probably was the best of the newer bunch. And a couple of the shows were good, like Hawkeye and WandaVision and Loki. But all in all, it seems like the Marvel Universe has kind of lost its steam a little bit. So going into Thunderbolts, I didn't have really high hopes because, I've been expecting average Marvel entertainment lately. But I walked out of Thunderbolts genuinely surprised. I liked the characters. I thought all the performances were excellent. I thought the story was really good. The action was good. And the overall arc of where I think the Marvel Universe is going to go from here, I was very intrigued. I left the theater wanting more. And this is the first time I've walked out of a Marvel movie wanting more from the overall arc, probably since Spider-Man No Way Home. So, color me surprised that this film actually worked. On the whole, I think that Florence Pugh easily is the scene stealer here. She was fantastic in Black Widow, and I knew that she would be a good follow-up from ScarJo. Black Widow is genuinely missed in the universe, but I think that Florence Pugh does a great job filling in the shoes of Scarlett Johansson, and she was also really great in Hawkeye. In the limited time she was in Hawkeye with Haley Steinfeld, those two had great chemistry too in that show, and I'm really curious to see if that's going to carry over into the rest of the Marvel Universe going forward, depending if they're doing a Hawkeye Season 2 or not. I've heard mixed things. But all in all, I think she stole the film. I think the villain was pretty strong, even though the way that whole thing went on how his arc is finished at the end of this, I'm not really sure where that's going to go in future movies. I'm not too comic familiar with that, so pardon me if I don't know. Comment below and let me know. I'd love to know who Bob is going to become. But all in all, I enjoyed the film. I thought it was one of the stronger Marvel outings, and I think that if you enjoyed the Infinity War arc like I did, I think you're going to find yourself genuinely surprised what you got from this and might find yourself glued back into the Marvel Universe. So, in conclusion, I give Marvel's Thunderbolts
Lena, when I look at you, I don't see your mistakes. That's why we need each other.
We can't stop him alone. No one can. But we can find a way. Together.
an 8.5 out of 10.
Marvel Studios Thunderbolts.
All right, so next, let's get into Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler's movie, Sinners.
I seen men die in ways I ain't even know was possible. Love you, brother. Be careful. I will. With all the things that I've seen, I ain't ever seen no demons, no ghosts, no magic.
Boy, was the buzz generating from this movie once it hit screens. And I don't know if it screened at a festival or it was the premiere, but buzz about this film just echoed out no sooner than it actually premiered. So, color me curious. I'm like, I got to check this movie out. I got to see what all the hype's about. I saw the trailers. It looked interesting to me, but I wasn't jumping at the chance to go see it. It looked like a decent enough film from the trailers, but once I heard about all the buzz, once that happens, you have to check a movie out to see if it really lives up to it. And for me personally, I think Sinners was a really good movie. I thought the music was great. The performances, Michael B. Jordan especially playing dual roles as twins, was really, really good. Haley Steinfeld in her little smallish role is also really good. A lot of the side parts of a lot of the side characters are also really good. But the music, I think, really is the true star of this film. It's intoxicating. It gets your foot, bump into the rhythm, and really craves you to want to listen to jazz and that kind of Southern style kind of music. I found myself listening to the soundtrack weeks after I saw the film. But I will say one thing. I think the movie is getting a little bit of overhype. As good as it is, calling it the best film of the year, I think, is very premature. It'll definitely go down probably as one of the top films of the year. I guarantee that. But I had a couple glaring problems with the film, and one in particular, and this, I wouldn't necessarily call this a spoiler per se, but if you know the legend of vampires and that in order for them to come into your house or a building, they have to be invited in. And so throughout the whole third act of the film, the vampires are stuck outside. They can't come into the bar that all of our characters are inside of. So basically, they should be safe until dawn. So the Asian couple, the Asian husband, goes outside to get the car. He doesn't come back. She's wondering where the husband is, and we find out that he has been turned by the vampires. And they threaten to go turn the daughter that lives in town. And the wife is genuinely upset, which we all would be. That's not really my problem. My problem is that she literally screams out loud, "Come on in." So all the vampires come in, and many of our group dies because of it. And to me, it just felt like a selfish choice for the character, but in a way, it's almost like the writing didn't know how to properly get the vampires into the building to attack our heroes. It felt like they reached a little bit of a roadblock, and they had to get into a little bit of a sloppy, lazy writing situation and write this convenience of her, "Oh, come on in." It just felt like, instead of taking some deep thought onto how to get these characters out, it just felt like a plot convenience to move us into the final part of the third act of the film. So that, to me, knocks it down a little bit, because it's kind of a crucial point in the film, and it gets a lot of the characters killed. And I don't know, it just irritates me, and it irritated me after I walked out of the film, and it irritates me weeks later. So I think that really hurts the film, and it actually brings the film even down a number for me, because it's a little too much of a plot contrivance kind of thing. I don't know, it just irritates me thinking about it. But all in all, if you enjoy jazz, you're going to like this movie. If you like Michael B. Jordan, you're going to like this movie. And if you like vampire movies, you're going to like this movie. It's really a tale of two different movies, because even I think the movie runs a little over 2 hours, and the first half feels like we're in a down south jazzy music bluesy type of movie. And then all of a sudden it just shifts drastically into being like a horror vampire flick, and it works. It does work. It's a unique twist and a unique style that Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler have come up with here. And the cinematography, by the way, is beautiful. I did not get a chance to check this movie out in IMAX, and I wish I would have, because I wanted to see the IMAX shots. But I know on the Blu-ray and the 4K, they're going to open it up, the aspect ratio on the TV, so I'll get a chance to kind of see what it might have looked like. But I'm bummed I didn't get a chance to see that. But it really is a tale of two different movies. It works on a lot of levels, maybe not on some, but all in all, the movie does work. It's definitely got a nice visual style to it, a nice visual flair to the story. So I definitely found it to be a much different film than what we're usually used to seeing. It definitely felt original in a lot of ways. So, in conclusion, I give Sinners.
Somebody please take me.
We're gonna kill every last one of you.
A 7.5 out of 10.
Yo, smell anything? I think I shot myself.
All right, so finally, I dive into The Weeknd's Hurry Up Tomorrow. So what can I really say about this movie? Didn't go into it having a whole lot of hope. Only saw a couple trailers. Didn't really know what the story was. I knew it starred The Weeknd's Abel. So my friend Stephanie invited me to the fan event screening of it, which was about, I think, 2 or 3 days before release. And I was curious to see it. The visuals in the trailer looked very interesting. And The Weeknd's music is always good, so I knew the movie would be filled with that. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. It might be, as a filmmaker myself, it might give me a little bit of a inspiration, or how to do some new camera tricks and see the visual style to how things are done. When you watch movies, when you're a filmmaker, you can always learn from watching new movies, and you can always get some new ideas and how to do things differently. So, if anything, I was curious for that reason. So, this is a movie that I don't really know how to review. I walked out of it from my instant reaction that the movie was interesting. I didn't come out saying the movie was good or great. And that's because on the whole, is it really a good movie? We're leaning on a very thin line there. Because there are some moments in this movie where I feel like we could have taken some stuff and turned it into a truly good film. And then there are some things that almost feel as though, like, I guess when you're making more of a passion project, which is kind of what I feel like this is for Abel, sometimes you get a little too invested in the personal or the passion part of the project, and you kind of lose sight as to what the movie should be or what it ends up being. And that's kind of the territory I feel like this movie kind of falls into. The movie's very frantic. I found the editing to be a little bit jarring at times. Even some of the strobe light effects were a little much, especially when he's in the club with his buddy. It just felt a little jarring to me. It's almost like this movie wanted to be a feature or a full-length music video for a weekend song. But then you have Jenna Ortega in this movie, who, I have praised to high heaven in everything she's been in, especially the last Beetlejuice film. That was one of my highlighting moments from Beetlejuice was her performance. I thought she stole Beetlejuice. I thought that she was the standout. So for me, I can easily say that Jenna Ortega is the best part of this film. Her performance is great. She has good chemistry with Abel. And I like their scenes together, especially when they're hanging out together, going to the fair, going on rides, and they're kind of conversing about their histories and their pasts and their problems. I thought those scenes were really good, and that's kind of what saved this movie for me. I liked those moments. I even liked the moments where she goes in a little bit of a psycho mode, and she's confronting him when he wants to leave, and the intensity between those two and the raw emotion in her face and facial expressions. I thought that if the movie could have had more of that, and they would have taken that and they would have expanded upon that and done something with it. But there was so much frantic stuff that led up to that, and I still don't really grasp onto what the movie's plot really is, because how the movie ends is not really concrete, and I don't really want to say how the film ends or why I think this way. But when the movie ended, I really wasn't sure what had actually happened. Like, was what I watched actually in Abel's mind? Did it really happen? Did certain characters even exist? I didn't really know how to perceive it. So I walked out of the film a little bit more scratching my head more than like knowing what I just saw. And it's a movie that it's like I really wanted to like it more, because it just has good moments in it. It just has too many moments of what the hell am I watching, or what the hell is going on. And if you're a Weekend fan, an Abel fan, I guess I can't relate to the movie, because I like The Weeknd, I like their music, but I'm not a huge fan of The Weeknd. So maybe I'm just not grasping the concept of what Abel is going for, because I'm not, a major, huge fan. My friend Stephanie, who I saw it with, is a huge Weeknd fan. She loved the movie. So I wish I could kind of see it from her perspective, because maybe I'm just not grasping the concept of what the film is supposed to be. So in a way, I want to apologize to her that I didn't quite get what the movie was really going for. It's by no means a bad movie, because like I said, there are a lot of parts in it that are really good. It's just some of the franticness and some of the lack of explanation really bring it down a lot lower than I would have wanted it to be. So if I'm going to apologize to anybody, I'm going to apologize to my friend Stephanie for just thinking that this is just an okay average movie at best, but has good performances, has good music and good cinematography, other than some franticness, editing, and film work here and there. But I really can basically say that I think that I can only recommend this movie to people that are genuine, huge Weeknd fans. So therefore you can appreciate the art of it more than from a person that's just either a small fan or not a fan that won't grasp it. And I think that's maybe my biggest issue here. And that's just kind of unfortunate that I can't see that perspective of it and be as fair to it as if I were a big fan or not. So, in conclusion, I give Hurry Up Tomorrow.
So I see heaven after love.
I know this is all really intense, but I'm not trying to hurt you.
I want heaven when I
You were hurting yourself, and you were hurting everyone around you. Something has to change.
A 5 out of 10. Okay, so those are my 3 full reviews for Thunderbolts, Sinners, and Hurry Up Tomorrow. I mean, as you could tell, 2 out of the 3 movies I really, really, really enjoyed. Definitely will be part of my collections. I think that, again, it's still paining me to give that review to Hurry Up Tomorrow that I did. And again, I apologize to you, Stephanie. I really wish I would have enjoyed or understood the movie more than what I did. But the fact that you love it and you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, all of our opinions for movies, anything in life, is totally subjective, and it's our opinions. So the fact that you enjoyed it and that you're the fan of the weekend that you are, and you look forward to it, and it lived up to your expectations and your hype, that's awesome. Because anytime we can walk out of a movie and we can feel as though we were satisfied and our expectations were met, that's all that matters, and that's awesome. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and you want to add it to your collection. And I promised you I will keep an eye out for that Blu-ray and that 4K release to let you know when that's coming out. So my full review of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning will be coming in a couple days. I really wanted to put a lot of thought into that review because with the movie being close to 3 hours and me being such a big fan of the franchise, I wanted to make sure that I gave it the in-depth review that it deserves, and that I really dissected it. I've seen the movie twice now, so I feel like I now know exactly how I want to review it, and the understanding of the structure of the story and the whole 30 years worth of the franchise that I've loved so much. So be on the lookout for that in the next 2 to 3 days, I'd say. And then I'll have a full review for Karate Kid Legends that I got a chance to see an early screening of for early last week. I'll give you my thoughts on that one, me being a Karate Kid Cobra Kai fan. All I'll say is that I enjoyed it. So be on the lookout for that review probably soon after Mission Impossible. I'm going to try to get these out as quickly as I can now that I got a little bit behind. So be on the lookout for those too. And then next weekend, or this upcoming weekend, the John Wick spinoff Ballerina. I'll be checking that out this weekend. Give you my instant reaction for that, and then my full review next week for it. I'm excited for that. I'm a huge John Wick fan, especially now they're making John Wick Chapter 5. John Wick lives, ladies and gentlemen. John Wick lives. So I'm looking forward to Ballerina. I think Ana de Armas is going to be excellent in the film. Looks like she kicks some major ass. So I'm very excited to see that this weekend. But again, like, subscribe, follow on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You know how it works for more reviews and more unboxings and such. And be on the lookout for more instant reactions as summer movie season is still kicking into high gear. We got a lot of good stuff coming out over the next couple months, so be on the lookout for those. So again, thanks for joining me on these 3 mini full reviews that I did, and I will see you on the full review of Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning in just a few days. See you, everybody.